right, guys, welcome to the first ever Hometown Jams After Hours podcast. Today, our guests are the Hometown Jams team, and I'll let everyone introduce themselves. I'm Tyler.
I'm Brian.
Russell.
Tyrus.
Ryan.
He means intern.
Yes, he does. So let's get into it. Tyrus, you are the CEO, founder of Hometown Jams. Is this correct?
Something like that, yes.
Why? Why did you make the company? What made you decide to start Flight Levels Entertainment and Hometown Jams?
Got to be a little crazy in the head to do something like this. I think everyone here would agree with that statement.
Absolutely.
No, I just honestly, I was flying one night. So for those who don't know, our whole team, for the most part, is in the aviation industry.
I'm not,
with the exception of Tyler, who's in IndyCar, which is also awesome. But I was flying one night, and a light bulb kind of went off in the head. I was flying with a captain who used to be in a country music band, and I was like, man, that'd be really cool to put on a country music festival in my hometown. I know nothing was really going on at the Bricky Bowl. Started reaching out to a couple people, making a couple phone calls, throwing the idea around in my head, and one thing led to another, and here we are 24 shows later.
And 5,000 minutes on Brian's cell phone. It's a hefty deal.
Facts. Yeah. So 24 shows in.
23 or 24 shows in.
What was your first show?
It was our first festival. Brian can speak to that one.
Oh yeah, the never-ending fun that was. After his adventure creating this, he called me to help.
Brian was my first phone call, and it's kind of his fault because in college when we met, he said he used to work in an amphitheater. So I was like, oh, all right, he could help with this. And
I stupidly said yes.
Looking back, I should have asked more people for help.
Yeah, I would agree with that one.
Yeah, if only somebody had offered help.
Yeah.
Weird thought. I don't know. What kind of people did that, Tyler? Who offered help?
I believe. Wasn't it you?
Didn't you offer to help him right off the bat?
Yeah, I think I did. I got left on red.
Interesting.
So, why a festival, not just a smaller show at first? Did you just decide why not go all in? Or please explain.
I've kind of done everything like that in my life, just gone all in instead of taking baby steps in. I kind of did it the opposite, where we went big into a festival first, and honestly, I think it kind of worked out because it fed the smaller shows. It kind of gave a foundation for the smaller shows. So, it was a crazy, stupid idea, but in the end, I think it worked out. So,
how was it? How was the first show
overall?
It was a learning experience, to say the least.
We'll put it that way.
What happened?
So for those who don't know, Brian, he said yes to come and helping me out. What was it? We got about 3 hours of sleep in
Every
3
night.
days. I think we each ate one meal
Every day.
once a day, and got probably just very little sleep, and it was pretty horrible.
It's a lot of manual labor that
we learned a lot about what to invest in.
There's
after
something about
that.
a thunderstorm too.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Thunderstorm, hail, winds.
About every obstacle a first timer can have thrown at him, we had thrown at us. So that was
everything that could go wrong went wrong. But if you talk to the attendees, they all seemed to have a great time, and they came back. So while it was a pain for us on the back end, I think on the front end, everyone enjoyed themselves. So
I think so.
There was some unique. It kind of turned into a memorable experience because we had to evacuate the venue. I'll never forget that. Hearing Brian call out over the radio, saying, "Guys, if we're going to do this, I think we should do this now," as the wind gusts started hitting.
Yeah.
We executed the evacuation. There was no injuries, which is we're very proud of, and we got everyone into the gymnasium. And Fillmore ended up coming in there and playing an acoustic set.
Which was really cool.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest experiences, even to this date, that we've probably ever had with Hometown Jam. So that was a lot of fun.
So after all the obstacles of your first festival, why continue doing it? Everything was stacked against you from the get-go. What made you want to continue doing it?
He's a psychopath.
I strictly remember Brian saying to me, "Cool, we never have to do this again."
I
Very clear in my mind. No, it was tough, especially after the first one. Obviously with the weather and the way everything went, we lost a lot of money that first year, and losing money and the challenges and obstacles that presented itself, that was tough. And I thought if we quit now, we really lost the money because it's never coming back. But if we keep going, then it's an investment. And that's what it ended up being. It worked out, and we came back, and it's turned into what it is today. Honestly, one of the biggest things that kept me going was reading the Facebook comments, seeing the support that the community had at the event, in the post to follow the event. Going through all that stuff really kind of gave me the motivation to keep it going and want to do it again.
Okay. So
Even when Brian told me, do not do this again.
So
I'm not gonna lie, I did tell him that.
So you see Russell, Lito, and myself in this room. We weren't here for the first one. Could you
just
explain
Brian.
why we're on the team now, or like what made you decide that you need more help?
We learned very quickly that, and I was naive about the fact that I was like, oh, we can pull this off. Like, you look at the different aspects of it and what needs to be done, and if you look at it just black and white, sure, a couple guys can pull it off, or a couple team members. But when it actually happens, and we can all attest to this, that every show something goes wrong. There's fires to be put out every single show. You need a team behind you. You need a good team, not just anybody, but you need a good team.
So why am I here?
Moral support.
We don't know Russ. Moral support. No. Russ is our enforcer, for those who don't know.
So you didn't need me the first festival. 'Cause
We needed
I
you.
specifically
We needed you.
remember months before telling you, hey, like
we
I'll help
needed
you out, and
everybody.
you left me on red.
We needed everyone. We were over our heads, and somehow we pulled it off. But shortly after that, we needed help, and that's when you guys got the phone calls. And Lito last year. Last year. Here's our first year with us last year. So yeah, definitely a learning curve.
So for those of you that don't know, we all have full-time jobs. This is strictly a side hobby. We do it for fun and the memories. So I'll have Russell start it off and explain how he joined the team and like why is he here after 2+ years.
Well, I joined the team because Brian said we had a disaster and we need help. And I was like, well, why are you asking me? You see my life. We lived together at the time in Chicago, and I just ended up kind of hopping in because I've kind of a man of many tasks, master of none. So I kind of came in and was like the utility knife. So Brian was able to use me and point me in the right direction most of the time, as well as Tyrus. So luckily, kind of point me in the right direction. I love the team, and I love giving back to the community and having a good time. It's awesome.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
So what about you?
No, whoa.
Why are
whoa,
you here?
Whoa. Can't forget the intern. Intern's up.
Interns first?
Interns first.
All right, so Tyrus got me into flying. I just felt like I owed him a little bit to come back and help him.
Remember that.
And it's just been a fun experience to help with this whole event.
So why do you keep coming back?
That's the main
Memories.
Memories.
Memories. Are they good memories or bad memories?
Those are debatable at times.
So to answer your question, why am I here? I actually do stuff like this for a living with like the sports and entertainment realm, especially with like IndyCar and big.
We know this.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to explain.
Why are you looking at me?
Because at first you left me on red. I'm not gonna forget. I let you ever forget that. But where was I?
For people Tyler and I have known each other since we were 10 years old.
Yeah, we
played baseball together our whole lives.
Yeah, so we're like at this point brothers, and we always like to give each other crap. Like Brian, Russ, intern. It's a family atmosphere because my brother's also a part of this. Couldn't be here today. He's at work. But I just like giving back to the community that I grew up in, even though I'm from Chesterton. It's better than Hobart, but
Oh, shots fired.
shots fired.
Ooh.
All right, Brian. Why are you coming back still? Especially after your first
After the
festival
first year.
experience.
I really didn't think you were coming back.
Yeah, I didn't think I was coming back either. I don't know. I guess I've always enjoyed music. I've always been passionate about that. I've worked in the business for a long time, so I just every show has been something new and it's a new challenge. So I've always enjoyed that. So I keep I keep coming back.
Where did you work at?
I used to work at the second largest ticket selling amphitheater in the States. It's in Houston, Texas, called the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion. I used to run cables there, so now I'm here.
Brian was born and raised in Houston, just so you guys know. He's not from the area.
Yep.
Brian also hates himself. That's why he's really here.
That's
He's
dead
just
inside.
Really just trying to
Dead
punish himself
inside.
as much as possible.
Okay.
I'm hoping Tyrus will start paying for surgeries and back problems later in the life. So
I have no comment.
His back surgery's up first.
My back's going. It's on its way out.
Your disgusting golf swing is why.
There's a lot of torque there. A lot of torque in that golf swing.
All right, Tyrus.
And a big slice.
Tyrus, what has been your favorite memory?
There's a couple up there. There's some funny ones. There's some meaningful ones. I think the meaningful one is definitely the first year with Fillmore. Seeing him go in there, I'll never forget. So it was storming, it was hailing, it was raining, it was windy, and we were all taking shelter. And Fillmore's set obviously got rained out. And I remember his tour manager BC came up to me and he said, "Hey man, how can we give these people something to remember?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't know, but if you got something, please tell us." And he goes, "What if we went in the gym and played an acoustic set with these people?" And we're like, "Dude, we don't have speakers, we don't have mics, we don't have anything. Like, how are you gonna do this?" And he goes, "Oh, we'll figure it out, man. Don't worry." So sure enough, there they go into the gym with 1,000 people in there, and you couldn't hear a word he was saying, but everyone was just. It was like kumbaya around a campfire, man. Everyone was vibing, clapping, singing, dancing. It was one of the coolest things I've probably ever seen in my life. So that was really cool. The funniest moment, and I wasn't even there, but the story gets me every time, is at the fan club show last year.
Why is everybody looking at me?
The funniest story I've ever heard about our company. So we had a fan club show last year for fan club.
Tyrus' birthday.
It was very close to my birthday.
His birthday was at midnight.
My birthday was at midnight. So we had an after party next door at Cagney's. And we kind of rented out the top area, the patio. And we're all breaking stuff down after the show and get ready to head over there. And I sent our buddy Travis over there to get everything ready, which, bad decision. Looking back, because Travis, is Travis. We love him, but so he went over there, and he's making sure everything's set up, and he sees some girls that he's friends with, and they're like, "Hey, can we go up there with you?" And everyone who knows Travis, of course, sure, come on up here. So Russ then is the next one to go over there, and he goes up there and he's like, "Who the hell are these girls? Like, this is supposed to be reserved. We have artists coming over here."
It was girls, guys. There was like probably 15 to 20 people in our area.
All of Travis's guests.
There was like 5.
15 to 20 sounds better, man. I can't count that high, bro. Come on.
all of Travis's guests, though.
I want to pause you right there. Let's have Russell take the story from here, because it involves him.
I can't count higher than 5, so 5, 15 is all the same to me. So we walked over, and the bouncer knew nothing about us reserving it at first, and then so I was like, well, there's like, "Oh, there's people up there already. Are they with you?" And I was like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, they all need to go." And the bouncer just kind of went to the top of the stairs and stood there, and I was like, "You guys all have to leave. Like, this is a private event," because we did have artists come in with us for an after party, and I was like, "This is a private event. We need you to leave. I don't know you." And most of them left without any issues, and wasn't a problem. And then one particular one was very stubborn, slightly inebriated as well, if I say so myself. And I asked her, "Hey, who do you know? Like, are you with somebody?" Because I didn't know who was there or what. She goes, "Oh, I know Tyrus." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Like, did you go to high school with him? Like, did you know you're here?" She goes, "Oh no, we're friends on Facebook. I know him." So I said, "Well, that's cool. I'm friends with Barack Obama on Facebook. It doesn't mean he's coming here. I don't know him." And so she didn't like that very much when I made her leave, and the bouncer made her leave, so she threw a drink on me. And apparently they just refelted their pool table, and the bouncer was not happy. I wasn't happy.
The manager wasn't happy
Nobody
either.
was happy.
He told me if you didn't calm down, you were going to get kicked out before the party even started.
Great start to the party. I was not there yet.
But to be fair, the bouncer had done his job in the first place.
The bouncer
The
got
Barack
so
Obama
mad.
thing gets me every time. Well, I'm friends with Barack Obama on Facebook. Get the
Doesn't
hell out.
Doesn't mean I know the guy, you know. Like,
Oh God.
That's good, man.
All right, intern. Since you're the newest one here,
Whoa.
what is your favorite memory? I know you've had a few memories this summer.
Whoa, come on.
Bring what up? We don't. What are you talking about?
But we don't need to talk about that. We can move to the next person.
All right, we'll come back to you. Brian, how about you?
Oh man, I don't know. I think there's been so many to count. I think with Tyrus, there's been a lot of meaningful ones from doing all of these shows.
Is that sarcastic?
No, I hate to
Wow.
say that.
Wow.
It's been 24 shows of this, so there's got to be something that I keep coming back for. But
True or false? You left the festival an hour before gates open on a golf cart to go to Brick House
no,
with an artist, right?
man.
I think
Oh
you had to
yeah,
run
actually,
I think you had to run an errand, right?
I did
Oh.
have to run an errand. I did have to do that.
I hate you all.
Heard you got a nice, nasty phone call from Tyrus
I do
himself.
I get those every day.
Did you tell anybody that you were leaving?
I told him. I told Tyler.
Where were
He-
you at the time, Tyler?
I got lost in the golf cart.
okay.
It ended up
you
at
were with
Brick House as
I
well.
called an Uber and then a golf cart showed up.
Okay.
And
An
then,
hour before doors open, my team disappears.
Well,
We were-
it's called artist relations.
Yeah, they wanted to see Hobart.
Yeah.
So
We'll chalk that up.
chalk up
Got
as
to
a W.
give him a tour. But overall, I think favorite memory is with Eli Young Band. We ended up,
Brian and I.
yeah, my partner in crime over here. We ended up finished loading out the band, and we ended up on their tour bus. And the driver didn't know we were on the bus with them, and just started driving away with Tyler and I stuck in the back.
We were just letting it happen. We were like, well, they got to stop sometime.
Might make it to the hotel, might not.
All right, Russell. What is your favorite? Because I'm assuming the drink throwing was not your top
That was
five.
actually a fun night, though. That was a good time. My favorite probably is maybe this might not be a good memory, but it's one of my favorite memories was the first show I did was Uncle Cracker,
Oh, yeah.
and we've done much improving since then, both us and the art as well. They're doing a good job over there, but I just remember all of our sound going out for a moment. And then just the look of panic on everybody's faces, and just Brian sprinting down the ramp into the green room to address our issues, and it was just a moment of like, oh no, and everybody kind of did their thing, was able to make it recover really quick, and then that was also fun because we had to figure out how to do a smoke machine, and we ended up doing a fan behind the smoke machine in one of the theater windows.
Oh, that was up top. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. Jeez.
So it was.
That's redneck
I
engineering.
think that
right
show is probably my favorite memory overall. The whole show. It was an interesting one.
I sat next to that circuit breaker the rest of the show. After we blew those breakers, that was, oh, goodness. Yeah, that was something. That was a sold out show, though. That was our first
Our first show.
sellout.
Yeah.
Sold out in 2 weeks. That
Also
was-
my
that was
first
awesome.
show, too.
Yeah.
Was that?
All right, so actually, we have a show in about 2 hours, so I'm going to have Tyrus close this off real fast. What is next for Hometown Jams, and what is the ultimate goal?
That changes, we're always looking for new opportunities. And my thing in life and in business is to never let an opportunity go to waste. So if something presents itself, we're going to jump on it. We're going to take advantage of it. What's next for us this upcoming year is growing the festival, continuing to grow our festival, which we have Brantley Gilbert and Dustin Lynch headlining this year. So that's going to be a great time. And next year, the big focus is new markets. So we have a new market coming. We haven't announced that yet, but there is a new market coming. And we'll continue to grow in Northwest Indiana and establish our foundation here and push the footprint further and further.
Well, when are you going to announce this new market?
I cannot say that.
Hell yeah, bro.
It's classified information.
Stay tuned, February 2023.
That he's totally BSing.
Yeah. All right, there you guys have it. This is the first ever episode of the Hometown Jams After Hours podcast with the Hometown Jams team itself.